Perfect fit closets. How to order drawer boxes and molding on its own. Today, we're going to show you how to order these drawer boxes and moldings on its own. There are several different types of parts that you can order alone. If we open up our local browser, we can see that all these parts that indicate standalone, for example, standalone cleat, we can drag and drop it into the design, drop our item. Now we can right click on the item, left click on attributes, and in the variables tab, we can certainly indicate the height and the width of the product that we require and the quantity that we need. So this holds true for majority of our parts from our panels, shelves, doors, floating shelves, cleats, and so forth. So any of these items we can drag and drop. For example, shelves, shelf fixed standalone. We can easily drag and drop if we wanted a shelf by itself into the off-screen design. And then we can go back in to our shelf, click on our attributes, and again, go to our variables tab and change the depth and the width of our product. For other items, such as our drawer boxes and our cleats, we have to do a separate process. Let's first create a room layout. We'll click on a wall. We'll create a fictitious wall and double click to grab our elevation view. So here's an example of how to create a drawer box file on its own. So for example, if you need a replacement drawer box or you want to add a new drawer box, we're going to first grab our module. So we'll click on our categories, modules, and we can select our wall module or tall module. I'm going to go ahead and select our tall module today, drag it in. I see my magnet and let go of my mouse. So let's say, for example, that you had an existing project, and let's just say that it was 14 inches deep and let's say by 30 inches wide. So this is the current module that you have. We're going to select OK and we're going to drop it in. To add our drawer boxes, we're going to click on our categories, parts, and then right here, we're going to go ahead and grab my annotate. And right here underneath our drawers, we can grab our 5-piece unassembled, dovetailed, or scooped. I'm going to select our standard drawer box, and let's just say that you needed a 3/4 inch melamine drawer box, 12 inches high, 3/4 inches unassembled with a 12-inch high front. We're going to left click, we're going to drag it into our elevation and right into our module. As soon as I see my magnet, I'm going to let go of my mouse, and I'm just going to drop in that drawer box. So let's just say that you need this drawer box by itself. What we're going to do now is we're going to left click and highlight the module itself. Once the module is highlighted, we're going to right click inside the tall module and we're going to left click delete because we don't need to order these parts. We just want the drawer box. We're going to select delete, and now a new dialog box appears and it says automatic deletion of connected items. So what we're going to do is we're going to select keep. We want to keep this one specific item. We're going to left click keep. And now the tall module has been deleted and it's very specific. We wanted a 14-inch deep by 30-inch wide module. And now we actually have a drawer box and a drawer front. We can confirm that in our perspective view. And this is what I'll be ordering. Now, let's just say that we wanted to change the color as well. So again, we're going to go to our color page. We're going to left click our items tab, left click our options. So this is our features and options. And we're going to go ahead and change everything to TFL level 2. And we can add and subtract our handles if we want. And we can also change the profile. So depending on the type of drawer box that you need. So let's say that we need a 5-piece shaker. Let's select no handle. Maybe you already have a handle on its own. We'll select TFL level 2 for our drawer fronts, and let's select first class. Next, we also got to change the color of our drawer box itself. So we're going to left click TFL level 2 and left click our first class. So now we have a 5-piece shaker box in level 2 TFL level 2 5-piece shaker and a level 2 first class in the drawer box itself. Left click on OK. And again, we can go to our perspective view to confirm that we've changed the colors. Now that we've confirmed it, that we changed, this is exactly what we want. We can now also go onto the back end to indicate what hardware we need. To go ahead and to check our hardware, we're going to go into our item list on the back end. There are two ways to go into your item list. One, you can select the items tab at the very top. Oh, let me grab my annotate. We can grab the items tab on the top and click on item list as my first option, or I can right click anywhere off screen and select show item list here. So now that I'm in the item list, we're going to go into the back end here. So on the very back end, we've got four tabs at the very bottom. We've got our items tab, calculated items, accessories, extra costs, and comments. So this is all graphically what I see here. This is going to be my drawer box. We're going to right click and we're going to select display items. Under display items, I'm going to go into the general tab and I'm going to select description right here. I'm going to select apply and OK. And now the descriptive column populates. The very first row is the actual drawer box itself in TFL level 2, comes in at $61.70. We also have screws, these Euro screws attached to the undermount slides. We have flat screws connected for our undermount slides. We've got a pair of slides 14 inches deep. We also have our drawer front at $51.15. No handle has been selected. We've got our drawer front screws. So these screws actually connect the drawer box and the drawer front itself. And then we also have these breakaway screws connected to our handles. So this is what's going to be included. And you can certainly save the file, do the cost and seller report, plan views, and so forth, and go to orders at perfectfitcanada.com. But we'll go over that in just a moment. So let's pretend that you need all these items. That's great. But let's just say that you don't need any of the screws, or you don't need the undermount soft close slides anymore. Maybe you already have it and you don't need to purchase another one. We can easily right click on the item itself, left click our attributes, and in our attributes, I'm going to select quantity 0. So if I select quantity 0, we'll select on OK. And now the undermount soft close slides and the cost has now been deleted. So we can easily add and subtract hardware or just subtract it with the existing stuff that we currently have on site. Now that I've gone ahead, got my plan view, I can easily go into my home, go into my design info, and as normal, just like any ordering, we're going to type in the first name and last name. So let's type in Bob as our first name. Smith will be the client's last name. So again, this is the customer first name, last name. It's mandatory for orders. We're going to select our dealer. So let's just type in closets, etc. So pretend that's your business name. And the design, we'll type in my name, Sherwin Keeley, as the designer, and the project ID. And let's just say that this is going to be the Smith drawer box add-on. So now that the file has been created, we're just going to easily save the file. File, save as. We'll call this as Bob Smith drawer add-on. I'll save it to my desktop, and as normal, we can easily grab a plan view from this, or we can prepare it for orders. We're going to left click our presentation tab, left click our reports, and we'll grab our cost and seller report like normal. Cost and seller reports are always mandatory for the orders, as we need to confirm the price and so forth and the catalog. Now that the cost and seller report is being generated, I have it here, and I can confirm at the very bottom that I've got my drawer box. You can see that I've deleted the actual undermount slides. I've kept all the other hardware here, the screws, the posi screws, the flat screws, the drawer fronts, the recess screw for the drawer box and drawer front, and the breakaway handle at a cost of $113.49. So we can easily export this. Left click our PDF format, export, and we can go ahead and export this file. So Bob Smith Closet add-on, and we'll just call this cost cell report. Click on save, and we'll get out of the cost and sell report. We're going to save our file, and now we have our design kit file and the cost and sell report, and we can easily send this to orders at perfectfitcanada.com. So once again, that's going to be orders at perfectfit Canada.com. So now that we've gone ahead and emailed them the design file and the cost and sell report, this will be added to the queue. So that's one way how to add drawer boxes with and without hardware and how to do it on its own. Let's do one more example. Categories, modules, we can easily grab another tall module. And let's just say that we need a drawer box for a very specific depth. So let's say that we need it for 16 inches deep. For the width, we can go to custom, and let's say the existing module is 32 inches and an eighth. We'll select OK. And now we've got our module for a 32 and an eighth by 16 inches deep. We'll go to our categories, parts, drawers, and again, we can grab any drawer box that we'd like. We can drag and drop it in here, drop in our drawer box. And now that the drawer box has been added, we can right click on the module. Module has been selected. I can see the 4 navy blue rectangles or squares, I should say. Go into my delete. We're going to delete the module, but we're going to keep this specific item. We're going to keep it. And again, I have now kept my drawer box for that very specific module width. So that's how you're going to go ahead and do that. Now, let's just say for moldings. So let's go ahead and create a brand new file, or we can easily delete these. So let's delete these. And let's just say that we wanted to now create moldings. So let's say that you forgot moldings or something happened. And we're going to go ahead to our categories, modules, and let's grab a tall module. So we can easily create a bunch depending on your design. Maybe open up your existing design will probably be the easiest. So let's just say that I needed 5 openings. And we'll give that a minute to think. Now that I've got my module with 5 openings, I can now drop this in here. So we're just going to pretend that this is an existing design already. We're just going to put some modules in place. And we'll give that a second. Almost done. It typically takes a little bit of time, especially when you're doing one module with multiple openings. Now that we've gone ahead, and just about there. All right, so now I've got my 5 openings. And we'll make the wall just a little bit bigger just so that we can see it a bit better. All right, now that it's going into place, now that we've already set it in place there, let's make the wall just a bit bigger just so that we can see it a bit better. And we'll take this wall, we'll just move that a bit bigger. So now that we've got our modules in place, or we have our existing designs already in place, so those are going to be your 2 options. We're going to add some molding. So it doesn't matter if it's a toe molding or a top molding. We're going to go ahead and click on our moldings. Use this placement tool to place top and toe moldings. And we're going to use our TMP and drag it on our top view and drop in our TMP anywhere. So now we've got a TMP on all 5 of our openings with one module. We're going to go back into our moldings, select our top molding or toe molding or valence molding. We'll grab our top mounted molding. This is the most popular one. We have a 4-inch high, 5-inch high, and 6-inch high. We can easily grab our flat molding, 4 inches high, left click, drag and drop it onto the top view. We're going to left click and drop it into our TMP. A new box appears and we want to attach it to the TMP. We're going to left click that. And now I've got my actual moldings that are required, 4 inches high and in linear for all of our modules. Now we can easily go back into our modules. We're going to right click our module just like we did with our drawer box, and we're going to left click delete, and we're going to keep everything in place. You can easily add and subtract and delete anything thereafter. So now that we've got our molding and the TMP as indicated by our other videos, it is there just as a guide. We can easily delete this as well if we wanted to. And now we have our moldings in place. We can right click anywhere off screen, left click our show item lists. And we can see underneath our items, it's 0 because it is underneath our calculated items. In our calculated items, it's calculated how many linear feet that we need. And the total cost is going to be $34.06. And as normal, we can go back into our home design info. We're going to go ahead and label this if it hasn't already been done. We can change this to, instead of a Smith drawer box add-on, we can change it to our molding add-on and so forth. And that's how you go ahead and create standalone items for your drawer boxes as well as your moldings on its own. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to give us a call, an email at support@perfectfitcanada.com.